Hello crafters, this is Crafts by Lisha. My name is Lisha and I am here today. A friend of mine, Michelle Ratcliffe of Creative Chellebear, has asked me to do a guest spot on her channel. She had to go down and take care of her mom, and her mom was doing really bad, and I have found out since that her mom did pass away, so I ask you to pray for her. But she asked me to help out to get her through while she was out of town, so I told her I would help make a Valentine's craft. So what we're going to start with, I am so excited about this. My child is now in 4th grade and they don't do the little Valentine's parties near as much as they used to. So if he was still doing parties, I would be more than happy to make these for his class. So what we're going to start with is I have these, let me put that down there, favor bags. Let's see. I get 12. They're at the dollar store. I buy them 12 for $1. They're over in like the wedding section, but they're favor boxes. And I've already put one together. They're real easy. They come all together. All you have to do is fold the bottom and tuck it in. Super easy. So I'll put that off to the side. What I want to do is I'm going to create a band around here for decoration, and then we're going to do something really fun for the inside, but I'm going to save that for a surprise. So first thing we need to do is we need to create our band. So I know that, let's see, this is 3 inches by just shy of 3 inches, and then the sides are almost 2 1/4. So what I'm going to do is I want a 2-inch strip of my Valentine paper, and I know I want this part, so I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger. I know I want this happy here, so if you have a design paper, make sure you cut the piece you want because you want it to look good. So I cut that a little bit larger, and then now I can spin this around and cut the bottom off and have it right at 2 inches and still have the part I wanted. So cut that right at 2 inches. Well, as close as we can get with a paper trimmer, because we never get a straight cut. Of course. That would be too easy if we could. So there's our 2-inch, and then I want to do a mat behind it, and to also help give the box a little bit of stability because they're a little wobbly. So I have this gray piece. I thought I would use this gray because that would be really cool to put behind there because it already has the gray in it. And then this, it wouldn't be near as girly as if I used a pink or, well, red wouldn't be too bad, but I figured I would just be different and go with it this way. So this piece I'm going to cut 2 1/2 inches. This is just a scrap I had, but you need both of these to be 11 inches long. So you need, this piece needs to be 2 1/2 by 11, and this piece needs to be 2 by 11, and this was a 12-inch piece of paper, so I'm going to cut 1 inch off. There we go. So the back 2 1/2 by 11, the top 2 by 11. Now I'm done with that at the moment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these together. I am going to use my art glitter glue. I'll show y'all a picture of this. I don't know if Michelle uses this or not, but I thought I'd let you know, and I will put links to this product below. I know it's hard to get right now because they don't ship when it's cold outside. So I will put a link if I can find it, but I'll put a link no matter what of where you can get it when it gets warmer. So okay, my glue won't stand up. I'm going to end up getting glue on my fingers, and I hate glue on my fingers. So I'm going to line this up as best I can. There we go. Now we're going to do some scoring. So let me grab my scoreboard. And I flip this over because I think it's easier for me to score when I don't see all the pattern. Plus I'm not going over it and having the chance of it to see here. Okay, so we need to score this at 1/2. Oops. 1/2 at 3.5. This 1/2 inch right here is going to be our flap to glue it together. Then there's our 3 inch for the front of the box. Then we're going to move over the 2 1/4. So now we're going to 5 3/4. That's for one side. See, I got glue on my fingers. It's going to drive me crazy. Now we go over 3 inches again. So now we're at 8 3/4. And then this here is 2 1/4 again. So that's all for the scoring. And I can see here I didn't, as my measuring wasn't great, so I'm going to cut this little piece off. Now I'm going to put it on my box. So I'm going to fold my score lines. So when we put this together, we'll have a ring around it. So just so you know where I'm going. You got to line them up with the right pieces. So I have my tab over here. Then I wrap this around. And then I connect this side over here so you don't see the tab. It just glues to itself. But before I glue it down, I want to make sure this is where I want it. And it's a little too high. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want it too far off. So now I'm just going to take my glue, lift this up, and I'm going to glue right here. You can go through on here. I'm just going to throw a bead of glue underneath this to glue it down. You can glue it all the way around your box if you want to. I'm just, for filming purposes, I'm not going to take the time to do that. So, because you can see you get these little wrinkles. I might go back later and glue those down, but for right now, we get the idea. So there's this is my front. So there's our little border. Now we're going to make something really fun for the inside. I'm excited about this. First thing we're going to need is a white piece of paper that is 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. I know that's a little weird of a measurement, but I've tried it with 3.5 and with 3 1/4 and it just doesn't come out right. So I'm going to do 3 3/8. I hope that's right. Let me check this. Yeah, that's right. Okay, want to make sure my measurement was right before we did this and I had to start all over. So 3 3/8, and most of this so far I've used, except for that Valentine paper, I've used scraps out of my scrap drawer, so use those if you can. Let's see, 3/8, I cut that wrong. I did 3/16, not 3/8. So, there's a way to fix that. We grab another piece of white paper. This gives me more in my scrap drawer. So 3 3/8, much better. By 3 3/8. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I am going to take my ruler, a wonderful Tim Holtz ruler, and I'm going to do a line every 1 1/8 inches. So I take this black line here. Let's see, let me zoom you in a minute. Let's see, maybe ooh, wrong way. There we go. So I take this dark line here, I know is 1 inch from the edge. So this little dotted line right below it is my 1 1/8. So I line that up and draw the line. Then I just flip it around because I know this will be even. Sorry if my head's in the way for a second. Line that up again at that little dotted line right below the thick one. And there we go. Now we're going to turn it and do the same thing. And measure this part carefully, because if it gets off, you'll see why in a minute. It won't look right. So there we go. I'm done with that now, I think. Yes. Okay, so now we have this. Now, I found this. I'm going to put that to the side for just a second. Now I have this wonderful, I found this wonderful stuff. It is dry erase tape. Let me zoom y'all back out now. Oops. There we go. But it's dry erase tape, so you can stick it on anything and dry erase. Now I was going to just cover the whole thing with it, but then the line ends up in the middle and I didn't like it, so we're going to do it different. So I have this square punch that does a 1-inch square, and I think that's a 3/4, so I'm going to use the 1-inch square. I'm going to cut one of these out. Well, actually you're going to need 9 of these, but I've already cut 8, so there was no need for y'all to sit here on camera and watch me do 8 of them. The other 8. So I already did 8, and then we're going to take our piece of paper, and then we're going to peel this off and stick it into a corner, or stick it into a square. However, I have already done that with 7 of them. So now I'm going to put the last 2 on. And yes, this takes a minute. Even with nails, for some reason, the backer never wants to come off anything for me. So there's that one. And there's the last one. You probably know where I'm going with this, but just in case you don't, I'm going to keep quiet. So now we've got this. Now I have this, if I can find it, this shiny paper. And it's shiny on both sides. I found this a long time ago and I can't find it anymore. I find shiny on one side but not on both. And on both actually comes in handy if you're doing a card or whatever and you want to see both sides. So anyways, but I'm going to use this, and what I do is we need to cut some strips. Let me make sure you can see this here. Okay. And we need 1/4 inch strips. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch strip here. And you are going to need 8 of these. And of course I already have some prepared. So they're stuck in my bowl, but they're here. So what we're going to do with that is, I already have all these done out already, but I take my, this is my, I think it's 1/8 inch sticky tape. Might be almost 1/4, between probably 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to use this and put it on the full strip. I'm going to have to slide this way just a second so I can see it. There we go. And I've already done it to the others. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off first because that's just too much excess. And this stuff will stick to anything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is peel off this backer. You can use score tape here, you can use red line tape. You could even glue it because there'll be a little bit of paper to stick it to, but I don't trust it, so I opted to go with the sticky tape. And now we're going to go over our lines that we just made. So there's no need to even erase your pencil marks on this project. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I find I go through erasers a lot quicker than I go through the pencil, because I erase a lot. So we go all the way around. Now all the stuff I'm using I will put links below for. Now you can cut these other pieces little and so they don't bulk in the middle, but I decided not to do that. It sticks to itself very well. But I will put links to all the products I'm using below. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I do have a YouTube channel of my own. It is Crafts by Lisha. I also have a Facebook page by the same name, which is Crafts by Lisha. And I would love for you to come join me. Check me out. Right now I'm doing a series on a 8.5 by 5.5 travel notebook planner. And I have several videos up on that. I'm not done with them yet, so there'll be more coming. I hope you go check that out. And I'm just starting my new schedule next week. So Tuesdays I will be doing Travel Notebook Tuesdays. So I will be putting up a video for the Traveler's Notebook on Tuesdays. And then Thursdays is going to be This and That Thursday. So I will be doing some other crafty project. Whether it be paper crafting, upcycling, just giving you good old tips and reviews. It'll be This and That Thursday. So I hope you go. I'll have one of those up this Thursday. It's actually going to be 3 tools, possibly more, but 3 at the moment, that have changed my crafting life. There are 3 that have just absolutely made things so much easier for me. So I hope you go check that out. Come over and join my Facebook page if you make any of this stuff. I would love to see pictures of it. Now that I got those on, I'm just going to go around and snip off the excess. Now you could easily decorate this up. You can put ribbon on it. You can put ribbon around the box. You could stamp a sentiment. You can decorate it up any way you want. I just wanted to give you all the basics and then let your imagination run wild. Now this step right here is actually Pinterest inspired, but I never really saw anybody do it this way, so this is my take on it. Okay, so now we have, this is sticking to me everywhere. Now we have our little board ready. You've probably figured out what kind of a board it is, but now that we have that, I want to decorate the back. So to do that, I am simply going to take a piece of my Valentine paper. I'm going to cut it to 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 and stick it to it. You could easily stamp the back. You could use a different paper. You could do sentiments, whatever you want to do. The sky is the limit. But I'm just going to do this to show you how it looks completed. So 3 3/8. For some reason I don't think that's right. It's not, but we will have a border. I'm okay with that. So, and with this way, it doesn't matter which way it goes if you have a pattern page. So let me oh, if you do go and check out my Traveler's Notebook videos, there is a giveaway. I'm giving away a completed Traveler's Notebook planner. I'm giving one away on YouTube, and I'm also giving away one on Facebook, my Facebook page. So 2 separate ones. You can enter both, however you cannot win both. So if you win on one, you're taken out of the other one. So there we go. We've got this side. Let me clean this off or my glue will stop up. And I am shaking so bad. Okay, so we have this side all pretty. And then over here we've got this. Now you've probably guessed already, and yes, the square in the middle does end up a tad bit bigger, but it's okay. So, dry erase fits down in our box. And then if I can find my other one, here it is. I found these mini dry erase markers. So you just drop down one of those as well, and they can play tic-tac-toe. I thought that was just so cute. Saw several versions of how to do this on Pinterest, but the inspiration came from this. And I thought this was just so cute, but look, they're mini tic-tac containers with red and white tic-tacs in them. So you drop one of each color inside, and now they can play with a friend. One can be white, one can be red, to see who wins tic-tac-toe. And then when the candy's gone, they can use the dry erase marker. So I just thought that was so cute, and you can doll up the top, add stickers. I had some stickers here I was actually going to show you. I thought they were really cute. Here we go, there they are. Here's this little pink heart. Well, I have these little pink hearts that are right at the same size, so I put that over, and it just gives it a little bit of contrast. And like here, there's a gray one. So I take one of these silver, and I put it on there. So you can decorate, you can go through and gel pen or Wink of Stella, glitter it up, whatever you want to do. But I just thought that was just a cute, simple, easy to put together little Valentine's treat. That's upside down, sorry. And you can put other candy in here as well, but then they'll have candy and a game. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you will come over and check me out on my channel, which my Facebook and my YouTube are both Crafts by Lisha. And I hope to see you over there. And thanks again to Michelle for having me. I am just so blessed and honored that you would invite me to come help you out. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys later.